Artificial intelligence, or AI, is revolutionizing the way that businesses operate, delivering cutting edge solutions and game changing automation. But as we harness the power of AI to drive innovation, we face a rising tide of concern: AI data breaches. The more AI integrations that we have into our systems, the greater the risks become. The vast amounts of data that AI collects, analyze, and leverage as part of everything that it does are now prime targets for cyber criminals. As AI becomes a central player in our tech landscape, securing it against breaches has never been more crucial. Hello, everyone, and happy Friday. I'm Michael Kmet, CEO and founder of Eternal Networks. And here at Eternal Networks, we believe that knowledge is power. So every Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific time, or in the case of today, 2 p.m. Pacific time, I go live on our social media pages to discuss educational technology topics that will empower fellow business owners. These live streams aim to help small business owners feel more confident in their knowledge of business technology and cybersecurity. At Eternal Networks, we are dedicated to creating safe and secure environments for businesses to do what they love. And staying educated on technology is a key part of fortifying your environment and building that safe and secure place. At the end of the live stream, I always answer questions from the audience. So throw your questions in the comments at any time. You don't need to save them until the end, and I'll make sure to have time at the end. All right, so let's get down to it here. Artificial intelligence, AI, right? That's a big buzzword right now, hot topic, because it's rapidly transforming many industries, but it's also helping cyber criminals. A recent study from Hidden Layer on AI security breaches revealed a sobering truth. In the last year, 77% of the businesses surveyed have experienced a breach of their AI. This poses a significant threat to organizations. A breach can potentially expose sensitive data, as well as compromise intellectual property and even disrupt crucial operations for your organization. But wait before you hit the panic button and say, "Oh, AI is horrible, we're not going to use it." Let's talk a little bit about why AI data breaches are on the rise, as well as what steps you can take to safeguard your company's information and still use and get the benefits of AI. There's several factors that contribute to the increasing risk of these AI or AI-related data breaches. One, as AI adoption increases, so does the number of potential entry points for attackers. So the more you use AI and the more you use different AI platforms, then the more access points these hackers have, right? The more vulnerabilities potentially that you have. Hackers can target these vulnerabilities in AI models and in their data pipelines, as well as the underlying infrastructure supporting them. So it's just like, if you have one office, you got to protect that one office, but if you got two, now you got two places to protect. Same thing with AI, right? The more AI integrations you have and the more places where you have those access points, the more at risk you are. Also, AI thrives on data. That's the whole way that it works, right? Is by analyzing data much faster than we can. The vast amounts of data collected for training and for operating of AI makes it a very, very tempting target for these criminals. They want your data. This data could include your customers' information, business secrets, financial records, or even your personal details of you and your employees. Many AI models are very complex and opaque, which makes it difficult to identify vulnerabilities and track the data flow. This lack of transparency makes it challenging to detect and prevent security breaches. Cyber criminals are always developing new methods to exploit gaps in security. Techniques like adversarial attacks can manipulate AI models, which can produce incorrect outputs or leak sensitive data. The consequences of an AI data breach can be far-reaching. I want to talk a little bit about some of those potential consequences. Data breaches, as we know, we've talked about this before on these live streams. Data breaches in general can lead to fines, lawsuits, reputational damage, that can be far-reaching and impact your organization long after the dust settles from that breach. This can impact your bottom line significantly. AI-powered systems are often critical to business function, right? Once you start using AI and you implement it, it becomes part of your daily and weekly operations, it quickly becomes a critical part of it because of the time-saving benefits. A breach can disrupt these functionalities, hindering your productivity and customer service. AI business models themselves can also be considered intellectual property. A breach could then expose your proprietary AI models that you've developed or that you've built out or trained, giving competitors or others a significant advantage into your operations. AI data breaches can also, as mentioned, compromise sensitive information, customer and employee information that AI business model may have access to, which can raise privacy concerns and potentially lead to regulatory action, right? Additional fines, potential class action lawsuits, those type of things. The good news is that you can take steps to mitigate the risk of AI data breaches. Here's just a few proactive measures that you should consider if you are implementing AI or if you've already implemented AI. It's never too late, right? The first of these, I suggest that you put in place some data governance practices. This includes classifying and labeling data based on sensitivity. This is not just good for AI. This is just a good business practice for security in general. As you classify and label your data based on sensitivity, and you and your staff know what's confidential, what's only to be used internal, what is customer facing, what is public facing, right? As you use these different labels and classify this data, then now you're able to put security controls in place on that most sensitive, most secure data. That goes right into AI as well, right? If you and your team, your staff know which data classifications are allowed in AI and which ones are not, then you reduce that risk of data breach. It's important that along with this classifying and labeling the data based on sensitivity, that you establish clear access controls around that. Who can access the different sensitivities? What can they be used for? Where can they be stored? How can they be shared? All of that comes into play here. And make sure you're monitoring data usage to make sure that you're compliant with those policies that you build out around that data governance. All right, the next tip is to plan well in advance the design of your system, right? Integrate security considerations into the development or adoption cycle. Standard procedures for AI projects should include secure coding practices, making sure that you're doing vulnerability assessments, that you're doing penetration testing. All of this, right, is part of your overall AI business design to make sure that you're designing it with security in mind from the beginning. Also, invest in techniques like explainable AI or XAI that increases transparency in AI models. This allows you to understand how the model arrives at its results, as well as identify any potential vulnerabilities or biases. And that's a common misconception. This is kind of a related tangent, but the common misconception is that AI has no bias. That AI, because it's a machine, it doesn't know your gender, your race, your age. It doesn't know any of that. It's going to just treat everybody the same. Well, that may be true, but that doesn't mean that there's not bias in the data and in the results that it's giving you. It all depends on how it's programmed. It's a computer, right? If biases are programmed in, you're going to get biases in the data results. So it's important that you're looking at these transparent AI models and you're building it in a way that you know how the results were provided to make sure that you're avoiding any of those biases. All right. It's also important that you conduct regular threat modeling exercises with your use of AI. This identifies potential weaknesses in your AI systems as well as your data pipelines and can help you rank vulnerabilities and allocate resources for remediation of those vulnerabilities. Just like anything in technology and cybersecurity, If your employees don't know how to use it, then that's another weakness in your organization. So make sure you're educating your employees about potential AI security threats, about best practices for data handling, make sure they understand how those data governance policies apply to AI. And then you're empowering your employees to be able to function and use AI successfully. They should know, as they're using it, how to identify and report any suspicious activities, part of that training you're providing to them. And then, just like all technology, you got to make sure it's up to date. Keep your AI software and hardware components updated with the latest security patches. Outdated systems are vulnerable to known exploits, which leave those systems and your data that resides on those systems at risk. And then conduct regular security testing of your AI models and data pipeline to help identify those vulnerabilities before the attackers do. Keep yourself also up to date on latest AI security threats and best practices, and make sure you're on top of what's changing in the industry, right? AI is a rapidly evolving tool right now. So subscribe to reliable cybersecurity and AI publications, attend conferences for your industry, seek out online workshops in AI and security, and make sure that you're just aware of what's going on in the world and what threats are out there. And then it's possible to develop plans around mitigating against those threats. There's a lot to AI. The tips and tricks that I share with you, just a few, right? There's lots of things to consider anytime you're implementing any new technology, but especially something as far-reaching as AI. It's important that you're doing that you're looking at solutions from software vendors who really will work hand in hand with you on building out and helping you to get the best use of that tool, and that has security built into it. If you're concerned about AI data breaches or the use of AI in general and want to make sure your business and your data is fully protected, reach out to me. I'd love to chat with you about it. My team and I are here to help you navigate the challenges and to fortify your security, and also to implement tools that streamline your operations. We want to save you time through the use of technology so that your business can thrive. So you can click the link below to schedule a quick call with me. Like I said, I'd love to chat with you about it. All right, let's see if there's any questions from our audience here before I conclude. I don't see any questions popping up from our live audience. If you're watching this after the fact, please comment. If you found this video helpful, please give us a thumbs up. Post a comment in there with any questions or thought that you might have. Your feedback helps us to create more content that's valuable to you. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell icon so that you never miss an update. Remember, knowledge is power, and we're here to help you navigate the world of technology and cybersecurity. If you need any further assistance or have any other questions, feel free to reach out via direct message, post comments on any of our social media pages, call our office or email us. You can visit our website at itnut.works. I hope you guys have a wonderful 3-day holiday weekend, and we'll catch you more next week. Have a good one.